Okay, let's elaborate on that.
Yeah, it's going to be their opponents on your screen right now.
Hey,
they will take the fall.
There we
BDS
go.
in that 5th place, I think. I got you, girlfriend. I got this.
Okay, so before all the BDS back and forth, Jess, I would have said Elevate doesn't stand a chance. But I don't know. I mean, is winning a possibility now for Elevate?
I think Elevate, and I think James Devmata has said it rightfully so. They are one of the biggest dark horses coming into this. You can't quantify a team that you haven't really ever gone up against. We've never seen them in the international spotlight in this composition. Some people will know DCH from the Xavier days. We used to call him the Clutch Master. Super Onigiri used to be on our screens on Oregon, crouch walking down the back of Blue Stairs with the Zofia. M7 before that was nerfed, of course. So for me, it is a roster full of absolute gunners, and of course they've moved players up from their academy roster too.
Yeah, when I spoke to Devmata because obviously he is our kind of resident expert on all things APAC South. Obviously we've watched a bit of game footage on them ourselves as well, but what he said is they are the giant killers. They do not have, and it's a typical of most teams that hail from APAC, Asia Pacific, right? They have the confidence. They'll go up against anybody. They show the opponents respect, but they don't let that alter their confidence. They'll still be the ones making the plays, and they're big, they're bold, they're brash, and they're ready for it. And you look how happy, confident they are. It feels like every APAC team that we see is in a similar kind of mindset.
The time remaining, and I believe that Onigiri is indeed hiding inside the strip club.
Well, Alems has found him. He's going to funnel his way a bit further down. They still have eyes into Lounge as well. Elevate's trying to waste as much time as possible elsewhere, and the first fight goes away from them. The second, too. You and Nerix are able to get one apiece. They're stuck just there on the pre-placed and punch-prepared castle, and Rafal, he takes a huge amount of damage, but is able to get himself away. Renshiro hasn't quite been able to have a tournament performance that, to be fair, we've seen from him before, but if there was a time for him to return to that tour de force form that he's often been able to display, no time like the present. 50 seconds, 2 bodies off. They've also obviously lost a lot of their clear there in terms of utility. They've lost a lot of grenades as well, so it's just going to see if they can sort of throw themselves down with the remaining one.
For sure, Renshiro needs to come in close to this Brede. DCH right around the boiler, Nay around the corner. It's the first one to come in, and it's a double kill on this side, and even a flawless round for Elevate to lock it off. With that, the first flawless is on the board. Elevate, they fight back here on Clubhouse, and we stay equalized for now.
2 remaining players. Seppa is trying his best to hold on to logistics, has some cams and support ground, but as the mirrors get opened up, that space gets smaller and smaller, and those rotates get tougher and tougher. There is a player underneath as well. They still have the potential to swing their way around. A great take from Sapper, drives himself closer, tries to retake logistics, but Renshiro could go wide here. There it is, popped off, popped around, picked back up. Renshiro has the trade-off, leaving the solo player on the backside of Showers, just at the top of the brick stairs. Onigiri wants to isolate this single firefight. A 1 versus 1 goes his way. Now it is just the remaining 2 versus 1. Rafal has the diffuser. Gonna see if he can get the plant with the cover just behind the safety of that solid box. They're baiting the fight either way. Onigiri with a huge clutch, goes massive. Still 2 C4s in pocket. They know it's going to be a bit of a dicey timer anyway. They've still got to bait out a little bit of utility. 20 seconds. Alems is going for a bit of a long cover. Shaiko's going to drive himself through, see if he can pick a fight instead, but Sap is able to find 1, find 2 over the top, and DCH punishing from the gap. There's one of the pops of the C4. A big rotate in a handful of seconds, but there is still that cost of that mirror. Renshiro has the cover. Rafal's got a plant. The C4 doesn't go all the way through. He's on the close corner. He's got a split push coming either side. Elevate just got the man. Sounds like a C4 prepped somewhere, whether that was just a missed catch or not. It was just buzzing. There it is. Underneath kitchen, Lems is in a bit of danger. Sap is waiting for the right time to pop it, and it's probably going to happen sooner rather than later, whether they're getting a call on the positioning or not. There it is. Perfectly played there by Sapper. He waited, and Sapper picks a second. Shaiko on the door, locked out. Can't quite find his way around. Swung and lucky to escape there with the grenade throw. Rafal is able to choose to keep himself going. He's concerned about another swing happening his way as well. But BDS here, they have been shut out of this church push.
And with that, Elevate is starting to get closer and closer to confirming themselves to get out of the group here. If they manage to pick up yet another round, they are doing some good work here. That grenade Still going to pick up Nerix. He moved back just in time. Not the right time that it was kicked before, so let's go back a little bit there, but instead just gets swung on. Nerix takes that kill. That leaves just BD and Renshiro left. They could call another timeout to come through or try and win this round, and as Renshiro gets the very first and BD follows it up, it is just Ney and Sepper afterwards who both pick up those final 2 kills and Elevate win yet another round.
Ney's going for a huge rotate now, all the way back up to land that was once theirs and was taken away, but Rafal seems to have a very good idea of it. They know. And they know. Rafal locks it in. BD is still sitting pretty. 20 seconds though, and that Jaeger is still unchecked. I don't think BD has an idea where he is, and DCH has the ping. It's going to come round the pocket in just a second. Is he going to get 1? Is he going to get 2? It's the control, and he finds them just! DCH! One either side. Renshiro has no time to try and drive himself through. The diffuser may as well be in Narnia at this point, and the Elevate players, they're sitting pretty for a 5-1 half.
Oh, seems like Elevate is going quite quick into the dirt tunnel here. Ney and DCH looking to go fast, but there's a castle barricade that will slow them down. However, as they are with two, if one swings, the other one can go for the gunfight right after, and the drone quickly will check whether or not there is a player right behind. It does seem to be the case, and they will swing right to the right. If it opens up, and the entry is there for Elevate, and they're in the middle of the side already.
Unbelievable scenes here, and they at least battle back. Lemons finds an important kill. You see a leg, you see a leg, you see a man, and Napier is able to get one more. Nerix on the far side. It's DCH behind the bomb chassis. Whose site is this anyway? Because Rafal is left as the only one left alive. 4 bodies. They are pretty much all in control here, and Zappa can stick the diffuser as soon as he arrives, but at this point with Rafal cornered inside a small box on Murdo, nowhere for him to really go to at this point. The post-plant situation pre-fires and catches the side of one, but this gun does not fire for very long, and that makes it so awkward against multiple angles and multiple different assaults. It's not like an LMG where you can just keep taking engagement after engagement and be fluid flashes as well. They also still have 2 frag grenades if they really want to be mean, but still as well. 2-1. Rafal's keeping himself a bit curious on as the Jackal goes for the ping and gives a bit of a reveal, trying to fight himself down. 2 stories. There was some pressure and some element of revenge as Napier gets himself knocking on that CC door. More explosions, 2 in fact, and Rafal's able to survive both, but it's the final spray that locks it in. The C4 catches Napier, downs him, but instantly the trade comes out on the side of Nerix. They have a ping that he's down, but they know that there's cover, so Shaiko cannot truly go for it. No! Loses the fight there against Nerix, who's able to take his head off, and now Ney is back to his feet. He's back putting some pressure on. He's a Mountain that's slightly injured, but a Mountain nonetheless. Renshiro gets 1.
Oh, that's a nice night. The C4 came through from the construction, actually managed to pick up Napier as he wanted to go for the drone, trying to figure out if there was someone right behind the mirror window. At least he found out, yes there was, because the Nitro came through from it. And that leaves in a 2-on-4 situation now. 35 seconds on the clock. BD taking care of these drones, hopping back right behind the mirror windows, and that is their biggest help right now. These 2 mirror windows, you need to keep them in the game.
That's it. The pressure's coming onto Renshiro first, because as soon as they get Renshiro, then that means BD's in danger of the construction door, and that's the tricky situation he's in right now. He wants to hold off here against this first fight, swings and finds it, but it's a 1 versus nobody. The first map is Elevate. They are secured out of groups at this point with 4 points under their belt. They are out of reach of BDS. But they are still potentially in contention for the top. And BDS, depending on a DZ result, are still potentially in this. But that window, that little needle's eye that you need to fly through, it got smaller.
It's Ney that will be getting the entry frag. Elevate find yet another. But they need to find more than that. They need to find that round, and with 70 seconds left on the clock and LM still out on about, trying to find these kills here and there, that's going to be a big risk right here. I believe he might have been spotted out by a drone from DCH. No, actually it's a different spot to come through onto VIP. There is a swing in right there. It's LMs that misses the opportunity to go for the kills, deals a lot of damage. 2 of them now down onto 1 HP as DCH picks up yet another kill as well. It's still not over for BDS. They can still put a 7-0 on the board.
More calls come through. They know he's playing on the stairs position, and obviously Nay is massively injured at this point. Alems is just looking to try and scratch it. Zappa, who is even more injured. Shaika goes down, though. In the meantime, it's a 5 versus 2. The first fight doesn't get fully checked. There it is. Somehow doesn't get the connection. Bit of a blow there. Lems couldn't quite find it. Renshiro is just a singular back line, and it doesn't look like it's going to be a 7-0. No, it's not. 6-1. There's still a lot more left for them to be able to do here, but Elevate, they've been able to get the first. It's a matter of just seeing how many more they can thread together here. Can they improve on the 7-2 that was otherwise dealt to them, or can they do even better and lock it out? For somebody to pop their head through, and as the Banshee starts to call out, the drone is already revealing. What a shot. Well, Renshiro is humming a perfect take onto that player, and suddenly they've been able to get themselves between 2 more. There's the back of Kaida. Triple for Nay, who has gone entirely unchecked here. Shaiko hasn't moved because he's not entirely sure when or where he's supposed to go at this point. They've just been able to clear their way across the top with the drone intel giving it. The call is going to come out. That will give a little bit of a reveal on the positioning potential, and there it is. Another takeover of the cams. They've been able to get everything. They should have all of that intel on the remaining 2 players at this point, stacked up, apart from maybe Shaiko, who hasn't moved yet.
There's someone walking, knows one is upstairs. If he stands up, he can just take a head clean off. It's a C4, however, that does it. And that is going to be, look at that, the diffuser case on the ground, up on the top floor with Shaika still around. And that might actually, oh, he drops where he didn't know, of course, because he never saw it. And that means he will be picked up by Onigiri. He had the opportunity there to play the case if he checked it, but did not expect it to be down there. And that will be another round here for the side of Elevate. They're starting to fight back. It is suddenly 6-2 after the 6-0 clean sweep from Team BDS. It's Elevate that keep opening up so far, and DCH is about to get a second on the board as Shaiko takes a lot of damage, and a grenade will be tossed in to try and finish him off right there. He will be finished off, not by the Nay, but by DCH's gun instead, and the push seems to be coming in right here. Nay already in quite deep, trying to challenge the freezer. With 50 seconds left on the clock, it's only 3 men of BDS standing.
BDS is locked in right now. Nay with a huge take there across the side of Renshiro. They're popping up to get some revenge, and they find it, but it's just the Lems left, spraying desperately. Elevate with a 3rd in a row. They are still sitting on map point, but that distance has got halved over the past 3. They are a little bit more clued into exactly how BDS wants to take this, who haven't felt like they need a timeout at this point, but there it is. They're going to have a moment to talk right now. Shaiko's still putting a little bit of pressure back against them. Nerek suffers, and they're going to see if they can drive themselves all the way across. Hey, there's a man already in freezer, but he's removed. It's a trade-off, though. As Sapper finds Renshiro in and amongst the mix. Rafal is doing his best to keep a little bit of pressure hot, but it's Shaiko with the pistol from long as Sapper picks up 1 more. Again, they've been able to make sure that they match their loss with one of their opponents. And Sapper is curious about going up, but he's got the diffuser. That's the risk. Shaiko, he finds Onigiri, he finds the fight across the top, and Zapper is finding a triple. He's still on the board, but it's an ace to clutch the round out and keep Elevate within Cafe and within the realms of getting the full fat 3 points, but only 11 seconds and a knockdown door there. He's not quite going to be able to get the connection. As I said, it might boil it down to the entry, but it's Shaiko that locks it off. BDS, they at least pull a point. As we already know, it is not enough, but it's something. DCH is definitely holding it, and as he goes off the angle, it's actually the player that rotates through, do some damage up to Renshiro, but not quite enough to actually get the kill, but it will scare him off for now. Nay still above the hatch, more damage being done here. Renshiro finally will be picked up, and the Lems will fall as well. Only up to Breed and Rafal right now as the smoke and the arrows are starting to come out, start chipping away some of the HP. As he uses those smart glasses to look through the smoke, he's hoping to pick up the diffuser kill. Said he turned them off because he realized the push wasn't coming, wants to make sure he has charge just in case it does, but look at this, they're just trying to find that last loose player. The pings come through on the side of the chassis, but they don't quite have the connection. There it is though, dropped from above. Onigiri was very aggressively watching that. The grenades all the way back through, and as I said, you don't massively split your push, but at that point, when you've killed everybody else, you may as well just take the main stairs and see what you can find. Elevate open with a flawless attack on Chalet. Onigiri, he still has the drive and the idea of the fight onto the back line. It's Brede. That's always that dangerous backline support player on that supply line. He's cracked his his way a little bit closer. He knows that there's pressure coming in. Whether he thought that break was below or above, Rafal is smoked out. They're burning through all of that. The smoke canister on the close quarter. DCH can't quite get it though. Rafal just caught on the slip away with Shaiko being able to pick a bit of revenge. There it is though. DCH pushes aggressively, gets it back. A 4-2. Renshiro on the stairs, isolated and alone, wants to move away but doesn't have the full safety as Onigiri is holding and held at bay just by BDS.
There's smoke left indeed for Renshiro, just detonated it as well. 40 seconds on that clock, BDS. The backline Renshiro still somewhat before is being bullied by Twitch Drone who goes for a tease or two. Tase or two. Renshiro still below, drop back a little bit. It's going to be able to pick up one kill, but instantly gets punished and not even finishing off. Nerix there, he's able to be picked up right now. 26 seconds on the clock. BDS digging in on a different kind of angle. They think he's still inside the pantry. Not the case. He's right behind the bar, and Onigiri has that control. Some pre-fire, some bangs are coming through, but Sapper, at the moment he walks away, he looks away, he's going to be able to pick up that very final kill. BDS drops, and it is a second quick, good, strong, and convincing round for Elevate.
Renshiro is holding down here. Ney wants to go for an approach. DCH is there at least to either pick up the trade, pick up the pieces, or pick up the diffuser, but he doesn't need to do any of that as they've been able to find the opener here. Shaiko on the backside gets a fantastic take against Nerix. Waits for the swing round. No point to answer the call because they're already well aware of where you are, and Ney's able to lock it in. It's just BDS on the back line in a 1 versus 2, but 10 seconds, that's in his favor. Whiffs the first few. Can't get the full connection. The second just holds him at bay, and they're going to see if they can stick it behind the chassis. Has to lean in. Creeps and crawls his way across. They're aware of that though, and Iana
Crouch spam.
Crouch spamming their way in the door. 3 apiece and even half here for Elevate.
The 2 remaining members of BDS. Smoke as well, and hands by Rafal. Gonna block up one of these lines aside potentially. Yeah, they have it, stopping anybody from the Solarium stairs to try and fight into his window. At the same time, Trophy is being held, but as BDS gets down, and suddenly Elevate have a 2-minute advantage right here as Rafal's trying to go into the site.
Renshiro gets one and brings it back a little bit more balanced, but 30 seconds marked, and well, a smoke canister forces Rafal into the gunfire of Sapper. Renshiro, he is soon to follow Elevate. They take their attack timeout and make use of it. 5-4, they're able to find their first defensive round. Lionel Ems gives himself a little bit of a pickup as BDS wants to see if he can slip behind that half wall.
Flash rings are coming out. The ADS will be popped. The plant is attempted here, but Lems needs to bring the perfect cover. It's actually a little bit of a bait to come through as well. And as DCH gives away his position, as BDS picks up an extra kill, BDS might still be in it right here. A grenade will be tossed in deep and potentially will find its target. No, the ADS has just recharged. Well, my discs are being pushed in as well. And as the ADSs and the discs are being taken out, BDS again attempts to go for a plant. Is there going to be any aggression from the side of Elevate? Smoke will be pushed in. It's only up to BDS now. And a 1v3 situation is going to be able to clutch this out, and Nagiri goes on the outside. He will be getting the call now. It's just in time. Back on the back of it. He gets the first kill, but Nerix will be able to lock it off, and that means that it will be his triple kill, but also a round for Elevate. As DCH is on the hunt, Lems on the flank watch as he heard something. Side tracer pop through, but that'll only give away the suspicion that someone was still off the site. That's one offside. That means it's a 4-2 if you hit the site directly, and that's exactly what they try and push for at this given moment here. DCH now back, low on HP. Shaiko picks up a kill. It's another one to come through from Sapper, and that leaves us in that 3v2, still counting down 40 seconds as a kill comes in from BDS in the back from the breach. It's Sapper to save Elevate now. If they want to go to OT, he has to gun for it. It's the Alba, but he's not going to be able to land the first. It's BDS that will secure BDS their first and only victory in the 6th Invitational as they win from Elevate with 2-1.
Elevate, congratulations. You have made it through to the next step and have one more game ahead of you. BDS commiserations. Success today, and I'm sure much more in your future, but I am sure it's still a very bitter end, unfortunately.
It is a bitter end indeed. They did not want their tournament to go down this way, and even though they went into this game with their head held high, they knew there was an opportunity to make it out. That quickly crumbled as they lost their first game. At least they stayed in it. At least they wanted to at least end it with a victory. And even though you might not proceed in the 6th Invitational, we would like to welcome you back, of course, to the European League.
Oh, it's always home with us. But for now, that's all for us. We are going to throw it to a quick break before we're back with the analysts to break down that series.
So let's get to it. TSM versus Elevate. Fluke and Half, let's go!
Thank you very much, and it is going to be an exciting matchup for the first place in the group, which is of course that little extra game that you do not have to play and the extra life compared to, for example, the fourth place. If you would get that in the group, you'll be down in the lower bracket. So that is something neither of these teams would like to be in. That first place is where it's at. And that is what is currently at stake. Elevate, they secured themselves yesterday, and after that you saw everything flow off their shoulders. They did not have the pressure anymore to, having to perform at that moment in time. And, even Dev checked up with them afterwards, and they said as well, they didn't care anymore at that moment in time. They were secured, it's all that they were playing for, but there is extra to be gained right now. And that will be here, starting off on Bank.
Onigiri, in the meantime, has found his way onto the back stairs. There's still a loose player underneath him. And the longer this round goes on, well, there's actually a chance the pulse won't come back up because he can do just as much damage from far away as Nia. However, Onigiri, he's going to set himself for a first fight here. They need to try and take some pressure. They need to try and put some pressure back in to allow Napier to be able to get deeper and deeper. 20 seconds, and he sees the first Ingenitors. Can't quite get the connection that he wants, but it opens the door for this. A 1 and a second. There it is. Onigiri suddenly drives them through. Achieved with a C4 is in a good position. They also obviously still have a pulse with a C4. They're going to see if they can position themselves. Bolo, he's looking for it. He's going for it. He's getting it. No, it doesn't quite connect.
It is safe. He was on the top of the concrete there, and as Onigiri picks up yet another kill, it seems like the side of Elevate might be able to pull this one off. Achieved. Looking to the left, actually, he did not, and Nerix is going to be able to pick up that kill. They found a safe spot to go for the plant. They made it work. They made it stick, and as a result,
well, he slowed away.
Exactly where it was at that moment in time. There is, however, a yellow ping coming through, but he gets droned out. It's a trade kill. Nay gets the headshot onto Bolo, who gets the down onto Napier. So it's going to be a 2-on-3 effectively. However, Sapper is in a prime position to go for the pickup here, and as they read that there is going to be indeed a form of a pickup, it is Geo that needs to try and cancel it out. Sapper takes a small amount of damage, and they're trying to defend this down body as much as they can, like it's a bomb chassis or a side entrance here. As the flashbang's gone through, he sees the one, goes for the kill. Let's do man down, and a finish as well. Just one, however, as it's only up to Achieve now, trying to come around the corner. The beepers give away his position, and as he tries to pre-fire whilst falling back, there's actually a man that jumps to the window as well.
Onigiri takes the head off from the far side, and that is it. Elevate, they've been able to pull one back here onto open. It's a bit of a 50-50 swing, and TSM, they just didn't quite have the handle on the pace that was applied to Merc underneath. As soon as it's a dance and a dabble here of that C4, but everybody is on the same floor at this point. They've got that stretch, and Sapper sees the fight, can't quite get the full connection against Geo, and that's not even Geo, it's Merc that cuts in and cuts him in half. Able to hit him with the shotgun. Geo himself, there he goes though. He was on the other side of that fight. There's the opening on the split, and just sees the shoulder, can't get the connection. Keep shooting, DCH, keep shooting. Finally finds it, locked in by Onigiri on the backside, but 20 seconds of 3 versus 2. They still have to find their way into the site. Achieved is just holding off on the top of green. He's making sure that nobody can go on those main stairs of the swing round, so they're gonna have to swing him. They take the fight and win it though. It's a 3 versus 1. Charla, all that's left inside the position of itself, swings to the IQ, drops it. Does he have a drone? That's a question we might be about to find out. Nerix is looking too, but no. Is the answer a post-plant situation? Tries to find a cheeky one from the angle previously used by Geo, but there's no swing this way round. A pre-fire finds the first, or well, a perfect catch actually pulled against DCH. Nerix is just blinding every direction. That'll be a big audio cue, and that is Nerix.
He knew where he was right there and tried to go for the pre-fire instead, but the SMG-33 coming in clutch in the end there. It's a difficult gun to control, but in the end, worked out just fine. Equalized the score here. Managed to take the side control. There was nothing they could do. There was no yokai in a position to stop the plan from happening. And Elevate, they take that lead. They make sure, or not lead, but they close the lead and make sure that they have the opportunity here to, well, put up a second half that is better than TSM's. 30 seconds though, and that means that TSM needs to start pushing the site. There's some pressure coming through from the side of the elevators. It's Sapper actually at the bottom of the square, looking to go more aggressive into the archives area. And with Geo now pushing up from the top, it's the same for Charla to pick up a kill. 14 seconds in a 3-on-3 situation. They need to force themselves through. Nay goes down. It is DCH in a crucial position who picks up one, finds the second and drops the diffuser. It's a triple kill for him. Oh, from the same cubicle. As you toss your pen away, it is Elevate that win a very important round here. Now, there is 30 seconds left on the clock. There is going to be 3 smoke canisters as the first just has been popped and the second is put into a position to detonate later on. There's going to be concussions to be tossed in, and Eric's playing close around the main stairs will be in an important fight actually to come in soon. If they lose that control, then suddenly the red hallway might fall as well. That is a mirror window that's currently being held. The plants will be coming in quite close. The cover will not be there quite. The Sapper tries to play around with a shotgun and tosses the smoke instead. It's going to take a lot of damage there with 5 seconds left. It's Nerix that picks up yet another kill.
There it is, the smoke down on the far side. Can't get the connection, and Nerix locks it off. The final one comes through for Elevate. They have been able to pull themselves into the lead for the first time this game so far, 5-4, and
Bolo gets the trade.
He was already massively injured. It didn't take that much of a direct connection to get him off the board, but they found one anyway. Merc as well puts the body balance back into their favor. One either side of the janitor's wall, and suddenly it is just Sapper. Now, he hasn't, as I said before, had the biggest impact on this game, but if his Echo drones and the Echo himself could be the connection, that could be the lock-in pushes, sees the side and Sliver drops it. It's an old ping. There's just both behind you. There's one. He's got to reload. He gets the one. Sapper didn't have the biggest impact before, but it will be so hard to highlight a single player's impact bigger than what we just saw. 6-4. TSM is still trying to knock on the door above the site.
This was the issue. The time was an issue for TSM the last time they were here, and now they're on a man down and still do not have control of the open area. Drones are coming through. Has DCH been drone? Yeah, he definitely has been. They should be aware. Actually,
no, he wasn't. They went straight past him into kitchen. DCH pops up, pops two. He's going for his third triple kill. No, he dips out of the office. Charlotte dips down too. He's chasing a man, and well, that is all they could get. Elevate 7-5 on this first map. They're able to steal bank from TSM.
Bolo now providing a bit of support as well. We'll be aware of the fact that there is indeed that opening that, you know, they could potentially use, and as Nerix takes quite a bit of damage here from a shotgun around the attic area. It could have been a rotation or a sideline that was still being created, but Achieved have found someone without him even realizing, and as that, oh, that is some unlucky siege timing coming through from Onigiri there. Had the opportunity for a free kill, went for the free fire, goes for 2! Onigiri opens up and Elevate have the double entry.
Bolo's battling back here onto Pillar, slithers his way closer, and then swung into, but Nay is able to lock it off. Gio with a huge take back against the top of the stairs. The smoke canister stops Freezer. Onigiri is still going. Brr. Finally ended though, and cut off by a shotgun. Charla, 40 seconds, all that's left.
40 seconds indeed, and Charla has the opportunity now to get another appreciation post made about himself here. Flashbangs are coming through, the plant is attempted as well, and as a smoke canister is tossed in, Sepper takes a small amount of damage. That was the last PC utility he owned, and with that, that now means he needs to go for these gunfights. Openings are still being created as Nerix, of course, carries a small shotgun as well. That creates a new opening, a new opportunity to go for a plant. That grenade comes in, but DCH finds him first. And it is Elevate that win the very first round here on Oregon on the back of Onigiri. With that double entry on that top floor, suddenly they did not have to worry about that anymore, and they could just hit the site. Chief sneaking around the corner, might be spotted out. At least the drone gets spotted, the call will be made. Achieve takes a small amount of damage and will fall back into a secondary position right here. Grenades are being tossed in as well to at least force him into some way or another. If that guy shield gets blown up, that's Achieved. There you have it. Nay with the right call there, and now he has the opportunity to start dropping in the kitchen and hit them from the back. Merc close with his shotgun, could wipe them all out. Gets one, gets two. No, he doesn't even get them at all. It is Elevate that yet again translate an opening kill into a round as they continue at their own. Well, Threat here, they're making sure that they're bringing it back to equal, and they get a second attacking round, looking for a third now.
Sapper, they don't know he's down, but they'll hit this hatch and find a quick resolution. There he is, and there he goes.
Taken out, and now it's a 2-on-2 situation there. It was a bit of a guerrilla warfare tactic coming through here, and it's still going strong as the kill comes through. Nerix finds one. That's a diffuser drop, goes prone, swings around the classroom, takes a lot of damage down into Achieve as he's now prone on the ground with a pistol, breakdancing on that floor, able to pick up the round as well. Elevate fight back, and they start to close the gap yet once more.
Nerix, he's underneath the window, but he knows Achieve potentially is going to come behind him. That gives the game away, and that gives the game to Nerix. He's able to take it. Merc and Charla either side of a solid wall, try and sliver their way through. Charla gets the first. Nerix Inside the site is dropped for 15 seconds. They got to try and find a way to stack themselves up and stack in. There's a great swing, but it's locked off by DCH with a double. Elevate. Tie 2 rounds in a row, put themselves just 1 behind TSM. Nay with a pre-fire, pops a couple of bullets. They're well aware of that sledge, and well, he's got to hold off that other side and trust that this can be held off here by Sapper the C4. Oh! Catches Bolo. It was a back and forth of explosives, and DCH explodes down, but caught off. Merc with a huge kill there is able to just hold on to the power and the momentum. Low health, can't get close to that smoke, has to wait for this to clear, but finds the clarity through it. Onigiri in the meantime gets a kill on the other side, 10 seconds. They've got to try and drive themselves into kitchen. They find it, Merc leading the way. A shotgun is the close pop. He goes wide, he goes close. The first is his, the second behind the chassis planted. Charla out of time. It's Nay that just has to go for a long run to find their third in a row and elevate a back equal. 30 seconds. They're going to see if they can try and get control of the pillar, and you can see Onigiri's rotated his way back either side of this solid wall. He's looking for the first fight he can take without any pressure elsewhere, and with the stack up coming on the blue door, it's about to explode its way through. Onigiri gets Merc, gets a big take, and DCH with a double on the far side. Pop to Goyo, can't get further. Bolo from behind, taken and elevate. Suddenly have a 4, whoa, 3, 2 difference. A great swing round, but it's out of time. Elevate sit for the second time on map point. This time it's series, it's 4 in a row. And Dorms, I assume we go for their chance to lock out a 2-0. Onigiri, he's making sure there isn't a swing round. The drone on the bomb chassis is getting all the pings. There's the reveal. It made that slight movement, but it's enough. And Nay, though, battles back. Achieved, has to find his way off the window. They're going to see if they can stack up and offer some support there to Geo. But he's going to see if he can run his way up that stairs. He's coming up the backside. Nay might be a bit unaware. He seems to have that awareness at the end there. It's an Aruna gate still to get through, and a shotgun. Hello, goodbye, a quad kill for Nay. And Onigiri, well, he might steal the ace, but I'm sure it's fine. Once again on map point. Achieved has just dropped a drone on the far side of Harry Potter as well. The first smoke canister pops from Sapper, stops the push. It's 2 in Laundry, 2 in Freezer, as I said, and the single player on the backside. So Nay wants to see if he can take this fight. If he can lock out Achieved, suddenly it's more relevant for DCH. In the meantime, has his own ideas. DCH is able to swing wide, get Merc and Geo. Suddenly it's just the Freezer side. Onigiri and Nay get 1 more apiece. It is just Charla to clutch this out, but it's flawless for Elevate. APAC, they are able to surmount so many teams and favorites. TSM, they're obviously still in it, but from the top of the group, they are guaranteed at least a little bit of a fall. Elevate themselves, maybe leaving this as the top seed, depending on what is going on the other stream.
When we arrived at the Sweden, I was looking for Scream, but no one wanted to Scream with us. I don't know why. So yeah, we choose to 5-stack playing rank. I think we are prepared for the EU team. Yeah, I think we're ready for the SI.